Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. Now, this is actually a quick video on a Sony PlayStation power supply. We're just going to fix up the AC in, so it's where the power plug's in, essentially. Now, this is actually, it's a pretty common problem, I suppose. The Mega Drives, in particular the Mega Drive 2 and the very early Mega Drive Model 1s, do suffer from a similar thing. I mean, any board that has something that plugs in and plugs out, and well, we all know that figure 8 cables aren't the easiest to plug in. So what has essentially happened over time is this. I don't know if you can see that very well. Even I couldn't see it at first, but these here, these two actually have sort of cracks in the solder, so I'm going to reflow that so that there's no arcing or accidental shutoffs. This is a 240 volt power supply that I'm popping into a an SCPH1001, which would have normally come with a 110 or 120 volt power supply. My reasoning is that I hate step-down converters. If I can avoid using one, I will. And this is how I'm going to get around it in this case. Now, one other thing I noticed on this board is, see if we can get a bit of a closer look at that. It's a bit black around this this component here. So I'd be inclined to replace that eventually. I'll note it down in my repair log, just so I can come back to it another day. But that is quite black. The power supply I'm replacing was pretty much pristine, which is a bit disappointing for me because I have to put this in and it's all I've got, because apparently newer PlayStations, SCPH 5502, sort of has a different pin layout with only 5 pins instead of 8, so that's news to me. So for this, all we need to do is heat up the soldering iron, find some nice fresh solder, and you can do one of two things. You can either opt to completely remove the solder that was existing, or you can simply add a whole bunch more. I'm going to go with the latter. It's a lazy morning. And we've got hardware error on the Hacko again. I need to look into that. There we go, now it's heating up. So the PlayStation, what's the best model for SIO? Well, that's a good question. That's essentially what this, or one of the other PlayStations, will become. So at the moment I'm still tossing up between whether I use one of these ones, the SCPH100X, or whether I opt for something like a 55-0X or a 75-0X. There are pros and cons for using all of them. One of the pros on the very early models is that there's more circuits, more chips, which is kind of good in a way. If something goes wrong, there's a chance it can be fixed. However, that said, it's like putting all your eggs in one basket. If you've got a whole bunch of eggs, you might drop one or two, and that in this case might be, I don't know, the Sony insert chip name here. Anyway, enough of that. Now we need a bit of thicker solder for this. This bit will do if I can untangle it. Nope, it snapped. That's fine. I'm not even upset. Okay, I'm a little upset. So this will probably absorb quite a bit of heat, as they do. So simply heat the pad and feed in a bunch of solder. Whoa, don't you splatter at me. Yeah, that looks a bit better already. There we go, back into frame. And as a bonus, into focus. There we go, and that's done. That's how you do it. It's just that simple. And often wherever there's mechanical stress, you'll find this problem. That's why the Mega Drive 2 in particular suffers from this problem. There you go, I'll have no problems with that now. Xboxes suffer from this problem, and they arc pretty bad from what I've heard, and, well, actually seen, yeah. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching. McRetro out.